Coach, you start us off.
Number one, I thought Columbus State did a phenomenal job hosting this, from the field conditions to the tarp duties to making sure that the schedule was right. I thought it was a first class operation. The town of Columbus, I thought, was awesome. Just plenty of restaurants to choose from, great hotels, and just the game day staff, from the post game press conferences to getting the field ready. I just thought it was first class. You got Patrick Collins out here, before we got here this morning, watering the field, and it was just phenomenal. They did an outstanding job. Aiken, just what a phenomenal year they had. They had an unbelievable team. The Marlowe kid just threw the ball incredibly well today. I mean, he was outstanding. Kept us off balance for 4 hits through 6 innings. I mean, you can go back on a lot of box scores, and there's not a lot of pitchers that have done that to us this year. And he deserves a lot of credit. I mean, he was unbelievable the whole tournament, really. The outing that he had against Columbus, but he was phenomenal. The Powell kid, Chaz Powell, was really something special today. He came to try and put us in a position to not go to carry, and he laid it on the line today. But their whole team, man, I mean, they've had a phenomenal year. The guy sitting to my left and guy sitting to my right, I can remember right before we went to the conference tournament, before the banquet that night, we had a conversation as a team and just said, hey, there's going to be something that happens, at the banquet where they hand out all conference awards, and we don't want to make this an individual season, and there's going to be some people that get recognized and some people that don't get recognized. And I said, that can't be a decision making our season. That can't be this guy made it and I didn't make it, and we're all about team. And I said, the thing is all you have to do is be the best player at your position for the rest of the season going into the conference tournament and that point forward, and we got a chance to win a national championship. And I can distinctly remember John Mangum shaking his head right after I got through saying that. I thought we were a really catcher-heavy league this year, and he didn't have a chance to make all conference. We had a lot of great catchers in the league, and he just had a phenomenal year. He's one of the hearts and souls of our team. Both these two guys are, and he just brought it. He brought it this whole week. He brought it emotionally. Let go of his bat soon, and went right back to leading. And did a phenomenal job. We had a bunch of pitches in the dirt between. Today we had a few. JD had a few yesterday. And I think not just what he did offensively, but what he did defensively was something special. And then Will Jones, I think he went 13 innings in this. What about our starting pitching? Our starting pitching gave up, I think, 4 runs in the whole tournament. Is that right, Rickson? 4 runs in the whole tournament, and just unbelievable job. And Will stopped by the game last night when I was sitting here scouting out who we were going to play, and I just wanted to talk to him for a little bit about maybe which game he wanted to throw, because he plays second base and that kind of stuff. And it was very evident when he walked in that he was I'm pitching game 1 and we're winning game 1 and we're going to carry. And just his passion and energy and what he does defensively. These two guys had a big reason that we're going to carry. I mentioned our pitching right there. I thought our defense was phenomenal this week. Taylor Kellner right there making that play in the 9th. Now looking back at it as a game-saving catch. They may tie it up that inning. What a phenomenal play. And he's been like that all year. We got a center fielder playing left. We got a center fielder playing right. Or we got a center fielder playing center. Got a center fielder playing left. And they've just been phenomenal out there. Matt White all week was just awesome. But our defense, our pitching was just outstanding this week.
Will, let's start with you. You knew last night that you were going to get the ball. You already thrown once. So number one, how did you feel going out there today? And number two, what was your mindset carrying into today?
I mean, I felt great. I mean, the only thing I have in my mind was a win coming in. Every time I step foot on the mound, that's all I want is a win. And I mean, all credit goes to my defense, and knowing I have 9 guys behind me that's just going to battle, put everything on the line for me while I'm on the mound. It's just awesome. It's just just having Carey in the back of my mind. I've never really won a championship, so today was just really special to me and my teammates, and it's just an honor to be here.
7 innings for you today. How did you think you threw overall?
I mean, I think I pounded the zone. Chaz Powell, he's a great hitter. I think I slipped up in the first inning and left him one up. That's what happens in the Peach Belt and D2 baseball. They just make you pay for it. But I think I worked ahead on a bunch of guys. As I learned from that bad pitch I made, I think my catcher back here, he did a heck of a job. I mean, just glad to be here.
John, you got to be back there behind the plate and catch all these guys all week that have thrown the ball so well. What have you seen all week long from Will and Sam and JD and all those guys?
Just a lot of intent, man. We've talked about that all year. Throwing with conviction, throwing each pitch with a purpose. And I think each starter individually and every guy that threw out of the pen, they all battled. They wanted to win. They wanted the ball. I know there's probably some guys that didn't get an opportunity to pitch because our starting pitchers did so well. They didn't get an opportunity out of the pen, and everybody was chomping at the bit to get in. Everybody wanted to play in these games, and I think that makes a difference when you have everybody on your team, on your staff that's ready to go. And I think everybody as a whole, everybody that started, everybody that came in, everybody that was a part of it, even people that didn't get a chance to play, they were ready to go. Whether it was helping somebody out that was playing, helping them get ready, or just bringing energy, I think everybody, every single person on this team brought heart.
I think you had 9 home runs during the regular season and conference tournament. You get 3 of them here this weekend. Take us through the one today and maybe what it was offensively working well for you all week.
After the conference tournament, I didn't hit real well in the conference tournament, and first day back, I was with Coach Smith on the field for I think 3 hours, and we were just talking about how I wanted to be able to come through for my teammates when the opportunity presented itself and when I needed to. So I guess I was just looking for a pitch. I was battling. I was seeing a lot of off speed, and I just think I did a good job at battling that and looking for a good pitch up in the zone. Hats off to Aiken's pitchers and everybody else that pitched in this tournament. It's elite stuff. The Peach Belt's the real deal, and all the other teams that were in this tournament. But I guess it was just getting a pitch that was left up and being able to get my hands to it and do the job for my team. And luckily, that was the outcome, and it's a blessing.
Southeast Region champs and going to the World Series for either one of you. You know, what does that feel like? What is that initial emotion like?
I mean, it's an awesome experience. It's been a fun ride starting in the fall and September 1st. I mean, it's just been a great ride with these boys, and we're just ready to go into Cary and win this national championship and bring it back to Lander University. I mean, just playing with a bunch of energy and just everything's just fun. I mean, it's just a great time.
Coach, did you see it in this group back in the fall that you thought maybe we could be standing right here now?
Yeah, no question. Funny enough, I was in Cary recruiting probably about 3 months ago, and the guy that runs the grounds there, Chris Duty, he was out there walking the grounds, making sure the tournament was running right. And he asked me there. He said, you know, do you have the kind of team that I could see this year? And I said, yeah, absolutely. You know, it's just been from day one. You know, we've just been a different group. And you just kind of see it. You know, the talent was sometimes it has something to do with talent, sometimes it doesn't. But the talent was in place. Coach Johnson did a phenomenal job putting our team together, and you know, just the mentality was something that really spent a whole summer working on. I think the coaching staff did internally, and I think the players did internally. You know, I've heard whispers of a team text that went around all summer. You know, questioning how hard people were working and that kind of stuff. And it was very clear when we walked back in for our first couple of conditioning exercises that we had a mentality that was very special. And yeah, I've seen it for a while. You know, I really thought the winner of the Belmont Abbey game the other night was going to win this regional, and I'm glad we won that game.
You were there 2 years ago. You took a team there, and you got after a great year. Were you able to take anything from that now that you can use as you go back there this year?
I was fortunate enough to be there in 2009 as well, and I've made notes every time I've left. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that I would want to do differently that I didn't do in those 2 seasons, and we're going to apply all those in the next 48 hours till we leave, and we'll apply those throughout the week in terms of practice, what we're doing at practice, how we're training our swings, how we're training our arms, the rest we get, the strength and conditioning. You know, we want to be the exact same that we've been all year, and we don't want to change because we're going to a tournament. And there's something to enjoy about going to Cary, but we're not going there for a vacation. We're going there to win a national championship. And yeah, absolutely, there's a lot of things.
Guys, congratulations on a great season. Good luck in Cary.
Thank you.